Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, you see, Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of the Jewish state of Israel, confirmed something I said many times, which is Israel will do whatever it wants to do, whenever, to whomever, and nobody will be able to stop them. They will do it. The United States is just making sure that nobody intervenes while this guy is doing what he's doing. And I like that at least we know Israel is one of the only independent sovereign states on this planet. There's not many. Not many. One of them is North Korea. Iran is another one. Russia, United States, no, is not, because it has a master and is shackled. So, when you do whatever kind of like what you want, then you are independent. And nobody can do anything to you, like this guy. So my English-speaking friends here, I want you to help me understand this title here, because I think that they are dealing over there, and we are dealing because they have power over us. If they want to send us to meet Jesus, Allah, or Yahweh, or Brahma, or whomever, they can do it. So we can't do that to them, but they can do that to us. That shows our subordination to them. I would like you to, these guys, I think they are, some of them fanatics, crazy, and they are waiting for an end of all this garbage because their little books say so. And we will be fucked up because their things. I don't want to go too obvious on this because anyway. So I want you to help me understand Netanyahu's words here, and I will tell you what I understand out of them, and you tell me, or at least you think about it and see if I am right about this interpretation. So this article comes from the Associated Press, and it is from today, December 14th, 2023. Israel will keep fighting Hamas until the end, Netanyahu says. My issue here that I would like to analyze is until the end of what? Until the end. Until the end of Hamas, until the end of Israel, until the end of the world, until the end of everything. What do you mean? I have another article talking about the same thing, and again is going to talk in the same kind of terms. I will come back to that one, but I want you to show you Netanyahu's confirmation of what I said. Right there, the Telegraph, and this is the title, if I can do this. Nothing will stop us, quote unquote. Netanyahu says war against Hamas will continue despite global pressure. Nothing. And he's going to say nobody can stop us. And it's true. That's true. I like when you see things like this. Like, for instance, you have a good person or a bad person saying, you know what, I'm going to do this, and this is how I am. This is what I am. So as I said on many occasions, I don't like the thugs that are acting like thugs, but they want everybody else to not notice that, but on the contrary, to applaud them and hail them as being fantastic. So they are thugs, acting like thugs, and they want everybody else to not ignore it, but to applaud and hold them like, oh my God, you are special, you are exceptional. Well, this is what Al Capone does. Al Capone goes around the world, does thuggish things, but he is exceptional, morally superior to everybody else, and he wants a rule-based world order that you have to follow, obey, not Al Capone. So I don't like that kind of thing. But here we have Netanyahu, who acts in a certain way, and he says, yeah, man, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I would like the United States to come and be as honest. I'm going to be a thug in, let's say, Yugoslavia, or I want to be a thug in Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, and that's what I am. Fuck off, bang. No, they're not like that. They are doing all this and say, I spread democracy and freedom and love. Now, this is the lowest of the lowest garbage. That's why Netanyahu at least says, we're going to fight till the end, Nobody will stop us and can't stop us because we got the bully boy and we got probably atomic bombs. I would say personal nuclear weapons, personal assessment, opinion. I'm allowed to have an opinion. I think they had it since 1960s when Mr. Kennedy wanted to inspect them, and then Oswald, shot him. My God. So let's go back to the first article here and see until the end. Now look at this picture. This is not of a movie. You see this, how they call it, pinpointed surgery strike on those buildings behind? All the Hamas were killed over there. And these guys are all Hamas, right? However you want to turn it. All right. Israel will keep fighting Hamas despite international calls for a ceasefire, its prime minister said after at least 9 Israeli soldiers were killed in an ambush in one of the deadliest single attacks that Palestinian militants have carried out since the ground invasion. So they're crying about these soldiers, 8 or something, they were ambushed. Too bad for them, what can I say? But you have this picture here. I mean, really? Yeah, really. And I'm quoting the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu. We are continuing until the end. My American friends and English-speaking friends, we are continuing until the end. There is no question. Until the end of what? You see, he could have said something else, until the end of Hamas, but he's not saying that. Do you think he's stupid? I know he is not stupid. Do you think he's a weasel? No, but I think he is sneaky. He's smart. He says it like that because everything is on the table. That is, until the end of these guys. If someone dares to intervene, we're going to everybody out. And we're going to blow the shit out. That's the threat. That's the way I interpret it. Because they don't, when you say, I'm going to fight. Who exactly are going to fight? I'm going to destroy. Who exactly are going to destroy? I'm going to fight Hamas until the end. The end of Hamas? I want to see the context. Yeah, obviously. But then he said, nobody. What was that title over there? Nothing will stop us. That means whomever would dare to change something, nothing will stop us. That means we're going to use anything we got. Now that's how an independent, strong group talks with the rest of the world. Good for them. What can I say? And they got these guys by the balls, they got that by the balls, they got all that, and that's the way they talk. What are they going to do? They do whatever they want. Now, imagine that every other country would talk the same way. Do you think that we would have 5 minutes before the world explodes? All right, let's go back to the other article here. And he says, on Wednesday, he said that, I say, and I'm quoting, I say this, even given the great pain and international pressure, nothing will stop us. That's it, my friends. That's it. Done. And we got here more than 18,400 Palestinians have been killed. And of course, we have to memorize this one forever. Terrible, terrible, terrible situation over there. And we can't just say, terrible here, but not here. Both sides. But you also have to look at the proportionality. Okay, you have, let's say, 6 million Jews, right, in the Second World War, and you have 100 people. Now, obviously, one is a little bit proportion, right? So you have to look over that. This is the guy right there. There you go. He said, we will go. He said, Benjamin Netanyahu said on Wednesday that Israel would go all the way in its war in Gaza. All the way. We're going all the way. There is no question about it. All the way. I say this despite the huge pain, but also despite international pressures. Plural. Nothing will stop us. We're going all the way until we're victorious and nothing less. Yeah, victorious. Okay. And here he says that Mr. Netanyahu remarks came a day after Joe Biden's warned Israel. This is just a game. This is a game. It's nothing. Can't do shit. Warned Israel was losing international support. They didn't have it. Look at what they did with United Nations and in the UN Security Council. What are they going to do? Nothing. You can't do anything because of its, and I'm quoting, indiscriminate bombing of Gaza. Just hours after Jake Sullivan, my point here in this one is the following. Israel will do whatever it wants, whenever it wants, however it wants. Nobody will do anything. If someone will dare to do something, the threat, warning, however, the fact is we are ready to meet Yahweh and fulfill the prophecy from Okay? That's, I think, and I like him saying that, because that would help imbeciles wake up and say, really? Well, it's okay. We're going to use a metaphorical speaking, like in their book, metaphorical, when it's crazy, like let's say Noah was 600 years old when he built the ark, and he died at 900 years old, then they say, oh, it was metaphorically. But it can't be, because I know that God, the same book says, that God said, you know what, let's limit the humans' lives to 120. And that was before Noah built the ark. So, and you know why that happened? It happened because the angels were the women, the humans' women's. All right, God said, limited to 120. Read, I wrote 2 books on that. You find them on Amazon, verse by verse. And I did not play full retard, and I didn't accept when it doesn't make sense. Oh, that's metaphorically speaking. Fuck you, metaphorical speaking. You know, you don't pick and choose, because why? You make it work. Here it's stupid. Oh, we're not going to do it. We're going to do it metaphorically. Here, it makes sense. Oh, it's word by word here. Okay, literally. Jesus Christ. Anyway, good. God works through mysterious ways. We don't know his plan. Now we know Netanyahu got the plan. He could blow the whole shit up. So back off. Now that's how a leader speaks. A little bit, I would say, inclined towards what I said at the beginning of this video, a little bit of fanaticism, I think, and I'm entitled to assess it that way when you say that we will, what was the title? Let me get here. Nothing will stop us. That's one. And the other one is, or was, will we keep fighting Hamas until the end? End of time, end of what? Again. I let you, however you want to interpret it. I interpret it that these guys will go all the way, and it's a religious thing here. I mean, I told you this story in other videos when I met 4 Israelis from Israel while I was in Romania in a mountainside doing the Creasta, and it's called, going out in the mountains for a few days, and I met them. There were 3 men and a woman, and the 3 of them were in the militaries, both 3 of them. And I had a conversation with them one evening and at the retreat over there in the mountains. And I asked them about what's going on. Useless to say that, or needless to say that, when I mentioned Howard Zinn or Noam Chomsky or Norman Finkelstein, they almost strangled me over there. They were like, anyway. Okay, well, I was just poking the bear. That's what I was doing. That's why I mentioned those guys, which I'm very familiar with. And asked them about what's going on over there with Palestinians with that. And one of them told me all of them told me, but one was the I don't want to say the worst, but he was the most convinced that this is their land because God gave it to them. The whatever says so, we will say the Old Testament, the Bible says so. So for him it was clear, because it says over there, that's their land. That was his justification. Now that's a religious justification based on their book, which is, but this guy comes and says until the end. It kind of like, when I heard that Israeli telling me that, they all say it, but that was like, no, this is our land. Take it easy, man. Take it easy. I said, okay, got it. There's not going to be peace over there. These guys cannot live together on the same land. You say, yeah, they are 20% Arabs in Israel. Yeah. That's why they call it a Jewish state. Maybe for you, so what do you mean, Emil? Well, because you don't know what they mean by that. You have to go deeper and read what they say about that. Thank you very much for being with me again today, till the end. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.